what's all the hype about Upwork? If you are just starting out on Upwork, or maybe you've been on the platform for a while but you haven't got a client yet, then this video is for you. There are two major reasons why you might not be landing clients on Upwork. Your proposals aren't getting seen, or you're writing your proposals the wrong way. In this video, I am focusing on writing the right proposals. So by the end of this video, you would learn how to write your proposals the right way to attract your client. Alright, so let's get into the video. Getting jobs on Upwork is not a day's job. It is a tedious process that requires a lot of hard work on your side and consistency. It might be very easy for you to drop out if you're not consistent or persistent enough to continue. You need to continue to send pitches upon pitches, even when your proposals are not getting seen or are not getting the right results. You still need to keep pushing, because eventually if you stop, then your chances are down to zero. But if you are continuing to pitch and send out proposals, then your chances of landing clients and getting jobs are increasing. Now, with Upwork, the major problem is usually finding the first client. The moment you have turned your 0 to 1, then it becomes easier for you to get seen, and then more and more clients begin to come. But the major problem is finding your first client, and that is what I am going to be targeting in this video. So remember that I never really liked Upwork. I always had a certain perception about the platform because I just felt it was overcrowded, and then there were lots of low-paying jobs and all of that. But well, my misconception about that platform is beginning to change because I've started seeing results, and this is why I want to share my experience with you. So I'm going to be using this proposal that I wrote to explain the entire process of writing the right proposal for you. To make my proposals more effective, I usually divide them into 3 parts: the beginning or introduction, the middle of my proposal, and then the end or conclusion of the proposal. So let's discuss how each of these parts of a proposal should be written to make the entire proposal very effective. Now, the introduction of your proposal is like the most important part of your proposal, because if you fail to grab the reader's attention in the introduction, then the entire proposal is not going to get read. They're probably just going to press the decline button, and then you would end up having another lost job. So the introduction is like the most important part. You've probably heard this before, but I'm going to reiterate it in this video. Personalization. Guys, it's very important that your proposals are personalized to suit your prospect. If you got a letter from someone and it says hello there, and you got another letter from someone and it says hello Joy, which one would you give more attention to? I'm guessing it's hello Joy, right? So this is the power of personalization. It's important that you find out the first name of your prospect and include it in your proposal. Now, finding the first name of your prospect is not difficult at all. So most times when you find on the description of a job, when you read through the job description and you go to the last part of it, you'd find comments about this job, about this client from previous freelancers. So most times they end up calling their name. Maybe they'll say John is a very nice client to work with, or Peter is a good client. So most times you would get the name of the client from these comments. Okay, so once you get the first line, which is the personalization, right, and you've caught the attention of the prospect, you can now move on to the main introduction of the template. Here is something you want to do in the first line, that is the introduction part of your proposal. Show that you have read the job description. A large percentage of freelancers do not read instructions. They don't read the job description. They just have a template already made, and then they just copy and paste. While this works sometimes, most times people can smell when these are copied and not really heartfelt written copies, you know. So I would advise that you actually make out the time to craft a fresh proposal when you have a job, and ensure that you tailor it to suit the description in the job offer. All right, and even if you want to use an already existing template, you can copy and paste and then edit it and make sure that it just suits the purpose of the recent job that you are using the template to apply for. There are several ways you can show that you've read the job description. Just read it. You'd find something to pick. Maybe the poster, the client has left a link to their website or has described a certain thing in the description. Just pick up those things that people don't usually pick up. Pick it up. You can say, oh, I visited. You can say, hi, John. I just visited your website, and then you mention the name of the website and say, oh, this content I found on your website is very insightful. Or you can pick up a particular sentence that the prospect has made in the job description and talk about it. You can say, hi, John. Yeah, I agree with you. The climate is really changing in this year. You know, just something that makes the prospects know that you truly read the description of. This is a game changer, to be honest. The moment you show the clients that you have read the job description, it just proves that you are a very attentive person and you are really interested in this job offer, and this makes them more open to reading your proposal. So remember, your introduction is to get them to read the rest of your proposal, so you need to get it right in your introduction. Now, moving on to the middle part of your proposal. The middle part is to simply show your expertise, your experience, and how it can help the client solve the problem at hand. Let me explain. Instead of focusing on yourself, your skills, your competence, all the things you can do, focus on the client, focus on the needs of the prospect. Tell them what you have seen from the website that you just visited, or what you think about this particular niche you're about to write about. Just make them know that you have some sort of experience in this niche. Now, what you want to do is link the experience that you have, this experience you just mentioned, you want to link it to the problem at hand and show how your experience can solve the problem. Something else you want to do in the middle of your proposal is give value upfront. This is a secret tip that would help you. You want to show the client that you've done this before and you can do it. For instance, if a client asks for people that have experience using software SEO, all right, if you've used software SEO before, you can take a screenshot and then include it in your sample, in your proposal, include it as a file, attach it when you're sending, and then send it along. Show maybe this software SEO template of yours that has your results, your previous job you've done. This will show the client that, oh, you can do this, you know how to handle this. So you want to give value upfront. When you've got your introduction and your middle part right, the last part is the conclusion, and this is another very important part. Now, here's what you want to do in the conclusion. You want to show the client that there is more. All right, it's like give them a tip of the iceberg and tell them, oh, there's more where that came from. All right, so you want to show them that there is more. You want to leave a call to action. This is very important. Tell them this is what we can do. This is how we can continue this conversation. Do you want more? I have it. That's what you want to do in your conclusion. For instance, so if the job wants you to write blog posts for a particular website and you've checked the website and you've done your introduction and middle part, you can now conclude by saying, oh, here are 2 topics that I just researched and I found out that these are trending in this niche. Would you want me to write a blog post about these 2 topics? This way, you are showing the client that you've already done your research, you've done everything on your part, and the next thing the client needs to do is reach out to you. It's like a subtle call to action. You're saying, I have what you want, let's talk more. Always end your conclusion with a call to action. Here's a tip I'll give you. Let the focus of your conclusion be to get the client to give you a call. Don't focus on getting the job. All those things will follow, but first the client needs to contact you, right? So craft your conclusion in such a way that it is prompting the client or the prospective client to contact you. Even if the client doesn't end up, getting you, maybe the client has more people like you and would talk to more people like you. Because the client is interested in the kind of content you have sent out, they would respond to this. And this is the goal, because when they start responding, whether or not it's a positive response, just know that your positive response is around the corner. Are you on Upwork? How long have you been on Upwork? Please let me know your experiences in the comments and I'll be there to read them and respond to you. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and tell me what you think in the comment section. Also, turn on your notifications so you get notified whenever I put out a new post. Alright, see you in my next video. Bye.